Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Olivia Youssef, and I am joined today by my colleagues Fabiana and Anna, and we are here to give the webinar, part B of our webinar series on health and wellness, health insurance, and safety on campus. So again, thank you for joining us. Here you will see a photo of our International Student Services team. We have 7 advisors, 2 program coordinators, and our director as part of a larger Western International team who are all here to help support you throughout your journey and transition into post-secondary if you're an graduate student or into your master's and PhD programs if it's your first time joining us here at Western. So today's agenda will be going through over the W curve of cultural adjustment, the differences of a fixed versus growth mindset. We could tackle a little bit into the UHIP and extended health plan coverage for both undergraduate and graduate students, how to access medical care in Canada, services to support your health and wellness, and practical tips for staying safe on campus and online. So before we get started, I'm going to launch a poll just to see who is in the room with us. If you could take some time to answer this poll throughout your time joining us, just to get an idea of who is joining us today. If you have any questions, please feel free to submit it in the Q&A button that you see on the bottom of your screen, so you can get we can answer those privately, and there will also be a Q&A portion as well in the end where you can ask some questions too. So first, we'll be talking about the W curve of cultural adjustment. So the W curve, as you can see on your screen, it really is a W. We'll focus mostly both on the first dip in the W curve of when you first enter Canada, or even if you've been here for a while, entering Western as a new student. We always say that the first couple of weeks, whether that's through Welcome Center or your first couple of days here on campus, it's the honeymoon phase where you're so excited to be joining us as a new Western student, and everything is exciting and new. And then it maybe might dip into frustration where things are, because they're so new, you might not be able to tackle everything or figure everything all out at once, and then shifting into the cognitive dissonance or culture shock of things that are the Western way or things in Canada. And then from there, it kind of goes back up into recovery and adjustment. And I say a couple weeks, but these are things that can happen all in one day as well, or throughout a couple of months. So we just want to be mindful of the adjustment period too. These are a couple of culture adjustment stress that we've seen that students have gone through that we just want to highlight as it is normal, whether it's language barriers, financial stress, learning the new unwritten or written rules and expectations, and then finding that work-life balance as well. So finding ways to combat that cultural adjustment stress as well. Weather and seasonal changes. I know the weather is kind of hot right now. It can kind of get a little bit cold, windy, but these are just a couple of things that we want to highlight as cultural adjustment and stress as well too. So possible emotional reactions, there might be a strain due to the effort needed to make the necessary adaptations to an unfamiliar environment, whether that's Canada or even your time here at Western. A sense of loss. So if you're coming here on your own for the first time, whether that's your friends, family support, a status, a profession, if you're leaving the workforce, go back into school, possessions, if you just only have 2 luggages to come in with as well, and then rejection by or rejecting members of the new culture. If you're maybe experiencing some confusion in your new role at Western, the expectations, values, feelings, and self-identity. There might also be some surprise, anxiety, and even disgust and indignation after becoming aware of cultural differences, and feelings of incompetence due to not being able to cope in unfamiliar situations. So in addition to in addition to everything we've talked about, it's also possible physical symptoms as you're adjusting to culture adjustment here on campus, whether that's irritability, mood swings, crying often because you're homesick, or just maybe not connecting as well as you'd like, some stomach problems, headaches, changes in weight, whether that's weight loss or weight gain, fatigue, apathy, pain or tension, or chronic illness. So these are just things we want you to be aware of that may come out in the physical symptoms as you experience some of these things that we've been discussing, manifesting in the physical realm. In addition to some physical and social realms, we also talk about changes in behavior. So whether that's withdrawing, difficulty concentrating, changes in your sleep and eating habits, excessive drinking or substance abuse, persistent boredom, or risk-taking behavior on the other end of that, and stereotyping the local culture as you get adjusted to life here at Weston and in Canada. So I know we talked about a lot of the social, physical manifestations and emotional stresses that you might be going through as a student. We also want to provide some strategies for coping with culture adjustment stress. Like I reiterated, understand that it is a process and you are not alone. Students go through this year and year again as we go through orientation. So please know it is normal to have that adjustment period and kind of figuring everything out all at once, and it takes some time, but please know that we're here to support you at Western International too. So these are some strategies that we also suggest is making sure that there's a balance between your studies and work and your wellness. So making sure you get enough sleep, exercising, and spend some time in the sun, getting and staying connected, whether that's attending some of our programming, such as Global Cafe or ECP, which we will talk about later on, or even just getting to know your peers as well. Western International is here to support you throughout this process, so please seek support when you need it. Learn more about Canadian culture, sharing your experiences with others, and being patient with yourself and others. Lastly, is kind of adopting a growth mindset and considering all aspects of your wellness. So here we've talked about the differences between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So for example, a fixed mindset is that you have something stuck in your mind that I give up easily. And growth would be, I like to try new things. Maybe there's things like I avoid challenges versus I've gone through a challenge as a growth and I'm taking that and I'm learning from feedback and I'm going to apply that to my next step or my next adventure. Another example I've shown here is I stick to what I know, and that's you don't want the fixed mindset says that you stick to what you know, you don't want to accept other challenges or you don't want to branch out. We encourage you to go tackle on a growth mindset, which is that you keep trying, you never give up, you take on new challenges, and from that you embrace that, you learn from the feedback of what those challenges bring to you as well. So the growth mindset practices self-compassion and self-reflection. You take the time to just reflect on your challenges that you've been faced, and those you take that as an opportunity to learn and grow. Having a growth mindset as you deal with challenges can make you stronger, encourage you to step out of your comfort zone, which will help you get connected and stay connected, enhance existing skills and help you gain new skills. And as with every new challenge, it becomes easier with time as well. So wellness includes more than just your physical and mental health. So outlined here are seven important interacting uh, dimensions of health. It means to focus on you and take up activities that would help you achieve a better life balance. It is to really evaluate your wellness and taking steps to improve any aspect of the wellness. And many factors influence your health and well being. So, whether that's spiritual, physical, mental, social and cultural, environmental, academic, and career and financial wellness, just making sure that you find that balance and how they interact with one another as well. So the mind-body connection, physical activity improves brain health and cognitive function. It reduces your risk of anxiety and depression, and improves sleep and overall quality of life. It's been shown that increasing physical activity directly contributes to improved mental health and being overall health and well-being. So something I want to talk about is the campus recreation. It is a service here on campus. It is a full service fitness center that has intramural sports, recreation clubs, group fitness classes, aquatics and first aid, drop-in sports. You can borrow some equipment and much more. It is included in student fees for undergraduate and graduate students, and all students can access that. And we'll take a little tour of what Western Campus Recreation has to offer too.
Welcome to Western Campus Recreation and the Western Student Recreation Center. When you arrive, you'll be asked to scan your Western One card at the welcome desk. Please follow all instructions for entering and exiting the building, which will be indicated via signage. We have a variety of activities and programming available for members to use. An Olympic-sized swimming pool where we host championships, meets, swimming lessons, lap swims, and much more. Campus Recreation also offers a full-service fitness center in the WSRC with over 160 cardio machines and a state-of-the-art weight room with staff available to answer any of your questions. Campus Recreation in the WSRC contains 6 gyms which are used for recreation-based sport clubs, drop-in programming, intramurals, and more. A wide range of group fitness classes are also available for all skill levels. Our facility has 6 squash courts available by reservation. Change rooms are open for members during our regular hours of operation. Mobile devices are not permitted to be used while in the changing rooms. We have a variety of equipment available for loan or rent at our equipment desk. A membership card or photo ID must be presented when signing out and returning equipment. Intramurals are usually offered in fall, winter, and summer sessions with various indoor and outdoor sports available depending on the season. In addition to our programming in the WSRC and our outdoor fields, we also offer both jogging on our new track and skating on the arena ice in the Thompson Recreation Athletic Center. In addition, Western Campus Recreation provides additional services and programming. You can visit our website for more details. We also have hundreds of experiential opportunities available for students. For more information, visit our website at uwo.ca/campusrec.
So to wrap things up on this aspect, we also want to show some other ideas on ways to take care of yourself. So for academic wellness, we encourage you to view the first webinar to learn more about expectations and norms in the Canadian classroom and resources for success as a Western student. And that will be posted on our website, and you can take a look by clicking the registration portion and then just looking at the review for both the pre-arrival and webinar uploads on that. For spiritual wellness, we really encourage you to check the Wellness and Wellbeing website for information about chaplaincy, spiritual gathering spaces, and multi-faith spaces. I will also post that link on the chat, so you can also take a look at that. We also encourage you to join culture groups and clubs on campus, visit Global Cafe. So Global Cafe happens every single Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. in the International Graduate Affairs Building in the atrium. It's a chance for you to connect with both international and domestic students and get involved in and just get a chance to have some snacks, communicate, and socialize and build that community. We also encourage involvement in student leadership. Lastly, financial wellness. I will also pop that into the chat to see the money and taxes section of our website for tips and information. And I will pass things over to my colleague, Fabiana.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fabiana Tepedino, and I'm one of the International Student Advisors. So next, we'll talk a little bit more about your healthcare coverage, both for physical and mental health. And so as international students, you actually have 2 health plans, your UHIP as well as your extended health plan through USC or SOGS, depending if you're an undergraduate or a graduate student. So health insurance, your main health insurance plan is your UHIP health plan, your university health insurance plan, and this is mandatory for all international students and their dependents. So if your spouse and or children are here with you in Canada, they are required to enroll in UHIP as well. UHIP is automatically part of your tuition fees, and it covers the cost of services such as going to see a doctor, going to the hospital, surgeries, x-rays, blood work, basic healthcare coverage. So it's the equivalent of OHIP, which is the Ontario Health Insurance Plan. It does not cover things like dental services, prescriptions, or eyeglasses. Really important, a couple weeks after you are here at Western, you will receive an email from the insurance company with a copy or a link where you can download your card. So it's really important that you do print out your card or you keep an electronic version of it on your phone so that you have it at all times in case you do need to seek medical care. For those of you that have a spouse and or children here, it's really important that you do register them for UHIP within the first 30 days that they are in Canada to avoid a $500 late fee. And again, you will receive a link to your UHIP card to your Western email within 2 or 3 weeks of the term starting. In addition to your UHIP, you will also have the extended health plan. So if you are an undergraduate student, your health plan is through the University Students' Council or USC, and that health plan is called Purple Care. If you're a graduate student, you would have the SOGS extended health plan through Student VIP, and the default is the enhanced plan for all students. For those of you who will be a TA during the academic year, you would also have an additional extended health rebate through the TA Union PSAC 610. So that is only for those who are going to be teaching assistants. You can pay an additional fee if you would like to include your family members. However, it is optional. This one is not required for your family members, but it is required for all Western students to be covered under the extended health plan if you're a full-time student. It covers, so these health plans, generally speaking, cover the cost of services such as 80% of your prescriptions, a certain amount of visits to see a psychologist, massage therapy. You also get access to virtual doctors, and it does cover some dental and vision. The way it works is that they have a maximum per cost, but they also have a maximum per year. So really important to visit the website so that you are more familiar with exactly what is covered under each of the plans. Part-time and exchange students are not covered under these plans, so that's an important thing to note. If you would like to learn more about your 2 different health plans, I do encourage you to visit our pre-arrival module on healthcare in Canada for more information. Okay. I'm not sure why it keeps going backwards. All right, so this is a brief comparison between UHIP and your extended health plan. So again, your UHIP is your main health insurance plan. If you need to go see a doctor, get blood work, hospital visits, surgery, that's typically what would be covered under your UHIP, and your extended health plan is for extra things such as your prescriptions, dentist, optometrist, eyeglasses, massage therapy, psychologist, those sort of things. So one important thing is that for when you go to see a healthcare provider or a clinic, a lot of the times you may have to pay upfront. And so what you would have to do is you would have to bring with you the claim form for the insurance for UHIP at least, as well as having your benefits card with you. So again, really important that you download and either print it or have it saved on your phone. So sometimes what you'll have to do is you'll have to pay for the service up front, get the receipt, have the service, fill out the claim form, and then you would submit that to the insurance company to get that reimbursement. So the links are on the screen, but I know that they're also being shared in the chat on how to submit those claims. So how do you access medical care here in Canada? So you get sick, like for me right now, I've had a cold for a few weeks. So how would you access a doctor if you do get sick? So really important, Canada's healthcare system might be a little bit different from back home in that we have what we call family doctors or general practitioners. In a lot of countries, you will sometimes go directly to a specialist, but here in Canada, you have to start with your family doctor first, and if they think that you need to speak to a specialist, they will then refer you to a specialist. So here at Western University, we do have a campus clinic that you can access family doctors. It is through our health and wellness services in Thames Hall, room 2170. So it's right by the entrance near Alumni Hall. So if you do get sick and you need to seek medical support and see a doctor, you can book an appointment with them, and one of the doctors here on campus will see you. If you get sick after hours or on the weekend, or maybe you can't get an appointment with a campus clinic, you can either, if you have found your own family doctor, you can certainly access them. Or if not, you can use what's called a walk-in clinic, and it's just what it sounds like. It's a clinic where you don't need to book an appointment, so you can just go in, and it's first come, first serve. So do be ready to wait for a while. We do have a list of a few clinics on our website. Otherwise, you can just search online for walk-in clinics in London and see which ones are closest to you and what their times are. And then we have, for more urgent things, we do have 2 different urgent and emergency room options. So urgent care is in St. Joseph's Hospital. It's down Richmond Street. And for urgent care, it's an in-between between a walk-in clinic and emergency room. So it's for things like if you break a bone, or maybe you're throwing up a lot, or maybe it's during a time when the walk-in clinics and student health services are closed, but you do need to seek medical care. So that's when you would go to urgent care. They do have limited hours, so they're not open 24/7 like an emergency room, but it is a great option when you can't go to a walk-in clinic or to see a doctor here on campus. The emergency room, that's for clear big emergencies. And so we have 2 emergency rooms in London, the closest being here on campus at University Hospital. Do expect to have long wait times in the emergency room. So they see you based on how urgent you need to be seen. But those are the options. If you don't know where to go, or if it's something that needs to be seen right away, for example, this is really great, especially if you have small children. But you can also call Health 811. So you would just dial 811 on your phone, or you can go online and use their live chat option, and you can speak with a nurse practitioner, and they'll ask you about your symptoms and give you some advice as to what your next steps should be. If you are facing an emergency, please call 911, and an ambulance or fire or police, depending on your emergency, will come to you and support you. Really important, no matter what option, is to remember to bring your UHIP card and your claim form to get that medical support. Another tip is if you have a spouse who is working full-time, or perhaps you have let's say you end up doing a co-op full-time and have a work permit, you or your spouse may be eligible for OHIP. So you can, if that has been approved, you can get your UHIP reimbursed by contacting our human resource staff member with proof of that coverage. To talk a little bit about, there's lots of different services here at the university, including a lot of different health services. So our health and wellness services, it is an appointment-based medical clinic for all of our registered full-time and part-time students. So unfortunately, family members are not eligible to use this clinic. It's only for students, but that's you can access the clinic for medical care. So if you need to see a doctor, if you need to go for counseling or psychiatry, they also provide birth control information, allergy injections and immunizations, COVID vaccinations, flu shots, sexually transmitted disease testing. They also have a trans care team and dietitian services. In addition to that, there is a dentist here on campus in UCC. So if you do need to see a dentist, you can book an appointment with them, which is very convenient, as well as the campus vision store if you need to book an eye exam or get new glasses. There's also a chiropractic clinic on campus in UCC as well. We also have a sports clinic where you can go in for physiotherapy if you need that. Through the Fowler Kennedy Clinic. And then we have our pharmacy in the lower level of UCC. So if you need to get any prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, cosmetic care items, There's also a post office located inside the pharmacy. One of the things with the on-campus health services is that you do need to call them ahead first to register with their services. So you can either call them or you can go in person to Thames Hall, room 2170. They will also be at our pizza lunch for new students and families on May 30th. So we always recommend that you register when you first arrive. That way, when you do get sick, you are able to go online and book your appointment online instead of having to come in person to book the appointment or to call and have to wait a long time to speak with somebody. If you already have any existing medical or mental health, physical or mental health condition, it is recommended to book an appointment soon after arriving to make sure that you continue your treatments and transfer any prescriptions to here in Canada. All right. We also offer, as I mentioned, in-person mental health supports through our health and wellness services. They provide professional and confidential services that are free of charge to students needing assistance to meet their personal, social, and academic goals. Appointment information is kept confidential, so nobody knows that you have gone in and accessed their services. Your professors won't know, other staff won't know, and it does not appear on your academic record. Services include consultations, referrals. They also offer groups and workshops during the academic year. They have a group specifically for international students to be able to talk about your different experiences. They offer brief and change-oriented psychotherapy and same-day crisis appointments. If you do need more longer-term supports, you may be referred over to supports in the community for more ongoing, longer-term psychotherapy. There is also a mental health services guide to help students navigate Western's mental health services, which will be shared in the chat. In addition to that, some students prefer to talk to other students, maybe when they're feeling a little stressed or anxious, or just need to talk to somebody. And so we do have two different services on campus. For undergraduate students, it's through the USC's Peer Support Center, where they have trained students to provide non-judgmental, non-professional, confidential supports. They usually operate during the academic year, so they are closed in the summer, but they are located in UCC. For graduate students, it's through the Society of Graduate Studies, through their Graduate Peer Support Committee. It's a drop-in service to help students address any issues that they're feeling. Again, their students are also trained peers. Okay. So this is a little bit of some additional information about your extended health plan. So for undergraduate students through your Purple Care, in addition to some of the extended health services, they also provide some mental health supports through the My Wellness Plan services. So you can do a mental health assessment. There is some online counseling, which is at a lower cost than if you were to go outside of the university. They have some financial wellness supports and a toolbox with different resources and supports that are available. So I do encourage you to take a look at some of that information ahead of time before you actually need it. There's lots of great resources and supports there. For graduate students, through your extended health plan, so your student VIP plan, they also have some mental health supports through their I Am Well suite of resources. And to access it, you do need to download their app, but they have access to counseling, which is available in over 180 languages. They do offer actually some legal support where you can speak to a lawyer for 30 minutes for free legal advice, as well as financial, nutritional, life and health coaching, as well as some self-guided cognitive behavior therapy, and other resources and supports around wellness, and other supports based on where you are in your life. So definitely check those out as well. And then for some digital mental health supports, there are two things that you can access at Western. One is the mental health, is the wellness navigator. So you can do a confidential self-assessment to monitor your own mental health and well-being. So as Olivia talked about, you know, there is that W curve when you move into a new culture. And there are some, you know, you will have some of those dips. Which is completely normal, but this is a great way where you can kind of monitor your well-being during those times, and then it will recommend different resources based on your supports. Together All is a peer-to-peer community which offers remote 24/7 support to students. It is completely anonymous and monitored by trained therapists, so you do have access to that for free as a Western student. If you are in crisis, however, and it's after hours, Western is closed, or it's on the weekend, and you do need to talk to somebody, there are two great phone crisis lines that you can access. The first one is Good to Talk, which is for university students in Ontario. So you can either call or text their phone number and speak with somebody. There's also the Reach Out 24/7 phone crisis line, which is local to London, and it is done through CMHA with counselors online. So next I will pass it on to Anna to talk about safety on campus.
Hello, everyone. It's really nice to have you guys here today. My name is Anna. I'm also one of the international student advisors at Western, and I hope to see you around. If you have any questions, come to the office, say hi to us. We are more like than welcome to receive you all. I'm going to start talking a little bit about how to stay safe on campus. Let me just move my presentation. So, oops. Wow. Okay, got it. Sorry, guys. So Western has a special customer service inside the campus, and it's operated 24/7. They have the jurisdiction on Western campus and in the affiliates as well to ensure that you're a secure environment. If you have any crime that occurs inside the campus, you can call 911, or you can also call their number, that's 519-661-3300. You probably have received this information already. Please save this number. It's really important for you guys to have this information if you need on hand. If you have an emergency on campus, you also have a student emergency response team that runs the student run services that provide medical emergency and response on campus. They also work 24/7 during the academic years, and they have a quick response. So in case of have a medical emergency, call 911 from a campus phone, or call the security constable directly and the same number, and they are gonna reach out to, they are gonna come to you to attend. RAD, it's Human Safe Defense. What is this? This is a personal safety, awareness, and risk reduction to avoid. We have this service, and you can learn more about the campus safety service, but it's where you're gonna learn practical defensive techniques, verbal and physical. That's no special skills required. Everyone can join. It's a private group setting, so it's safe and supportive environment for you to try some techniques. And for all Western community members, and it's free. It's only required a $20 deposit that's refunded at successful completion of the course. Alert at Western U. You are gonna see that it's a mass notification system that you're going to automatically register if you are using your uw.ca email. It's alerts regarding imminent dangers like campus evacuation or weather emergency. You're going to receive it on your phone. We encourage you guys to use and to customize your profile, checking this link. It's on the mobile app for OneSolve. So you're gonna also be able to receive notifications on your phone, not only by email. So it's easier if you don't have this information or don't have access or your email on hand, you're gonna receive this notification. Weather monitoring, we are always monitoring the weather. So we have the alerts community on several weathers, like if you have a risk of tornado or something. The sirens located at the Alumni Hall and at the Social Science Center. So if you have any emergency or any risk, you're gonna hear the sirens ringing. And you're gonna need to seek for a shelter immediately and go to the lowest level of the building that you are, like flat, face down, and listen into the environment. Canada issues the all clear. So we are gonna have this monitoring, and also most of the time, you're gonna have someone in the building that's trained for the support. You're gonna see that the first Wednesday of every month from March to October, we tested this, so we are going to be able to hear this if it's first Wednesday of the month and you hear this. Probably it's just the test if you didn't receive any other notification. Foot Patrol are volunteers that it's provided on campus, the safe escort on the main and affiliate colleges, including some off-campus locations. So it's a team of 2 volunteers that will wait with you at the bus stop, ensure that you reach your car safely, escort you to your residence if you're leaving your campus, or any building on campus if you want to go from one building to another. You can ask for planned closed walks if it's necessary. And if it's a long way, they're going to use a vehicle for long escorts. So you're going to need to check the Foot Patrol and you can request the support. The hours available are from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. from September to April. We also have the Lost and Found. So if you lose something in the campus, you can go to the UCC room 57 where you can find it. Now that we spoke a little bit about how to stay safe on campus, we also want to talk about how to stay safe off campus. So some personal and safety tips, it's be aware about where you are, your surroundings, the people around you, and always make sure that you communicate with your family, friends, roommates. They know your schedule, they know where you are, what time you're supposed to get home. Make them aware about your plans and secure your valuables. So keep your doors closed, make sure that how it's in the office hours if you're alone, or everything that's valuable with you. Always charge your phone, have your cell phone charged. It's really important. We have spots available all around campus. Here at Western International, if you don't have a charge, you can come here. We can support you, help you guys. Document everything that you have, so your personal documents, but also serial numbers of your device. And report any concern or incidents that you feel. Report either the police or the campus constable. Off-campus advisors. So if you are living off campus, we have a team that's trained students employed by the Western International that they are dedicated to support you if you are challenge off-campus living. So they are going to foster a positive relationship between you guys and the local community. And the advisors can help you with a broad range of issues, including your landlord, rental problems, resolving roommate disagreements, or addressing any concerns that you have of living off campus. Their goal is to ensure that a student has a smooth and enjoyable off-campus living experience. They are available at that website, that email. and the weekdays and the weekends as well by phone if you need any support on the weekends. Public transportation. Most of you are going to use the London transfer, and it's important to know some tips for your save it. You can ask the courtesy stop for the driver. So if you are doing darkness or if someplace that you don't feel safe, you can ask the driver to stop between out of the stop itself to let you leave. They always have the onboard safety. So it's audio video surveillance that's about give the driver the ability to contact the police in any case they need. And all the vehicles are equipped with digital recording devices intended like for both to deter the acts of vandalism and violence. You also have available the Mustang on demand and the late night exam service, that when your bus it's not working anymore, that they stops at night, the Mustang on demand picks right back up so you can safely get home from campus or the downtown area. All the full-time and part-time undergraduate students are eligible to use the Mood app to pre-book a pick-up and drop-off location. So you're going to have a specific app that you can use to use the Mustang on demand. The service runs during the academic year, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. And during December and April exams, this changed to the late night exam service. So it's also a bus that can support you guys on campus taking exams to go home. Gender-based and sexual violence. So what is this? Gender-based violence targets your sexuality and gender identification. It includes like sexual assault or sexual harassment, but not only this, but also stalking or exposure or any cyber harassment that you can get. It occurs without the victim consent, both physically and psychologically. And what is the consent? Consent, it's an agreement between two or more people to engage in a sexual activity. An individual must be actively and willing to give the consent to sexual activity. So sexual activity without consent, it's a sexual assault. What is the consent? It can never be assumed or implied. It must clearly say that if the person wants to. The silence or the absence of no cannot be a consent. It cannot give by victims of someone that's impaired by alcohol or drugs or unconscious, and can never be obtained as through threats or coercion. It can be revoked anytime. So if someone says yes and then later say no, it's no. And cannot be obtained by someone that's using the position of trust and power or authority. So in case you have, we hope not, but in case you have any case like this, if you need any extra support, please contact the Gender-Based Violence and Survivor Support Case Manager at Western. This assistance is going to include a resources connection, reporting options, safety planning, and accommodation if it's needed. Some nightlife safety tips. It's preparing, if you are going out, if you're going to a party, we are here for university, summer it's coming, preparing and planning. Plan your evening, make sure that you know where you're going, inform your friends, inform your family where you're going, charge your device, have your phone always fully charged, and carry your essentials, like bring your ID, bring your UHIP card, have an emergency cash, and save all the important numbers that you need. During the night, stay hydrated, so drink water, and always watch your drink to prevent some tampering. Group safety, so go out with your friends and stick with them. Everyone's gonna look for each other. Know your limits, so monitor your alcohol intake and stay in control. Arrange transportation to get home. Know how to get home, know your way. Stay in touch, so keep your group informed about what you're doing, and trust your instincts. If you feel that's not a good place to stay, if you feel a weird vibe, and like, just go back home safely. Talking about cyber safety right now, what are the top cybersecurity threats for students? So the first one, phishing. They are fake emails or messages that pretended to be someone you trust. So for example, your bank, to trick you to give you away your personal information, such as your password or your card numbers. Second one, social engineering. So it's a tactic that they use where attackers manipulate or deceive people into doing something. So they explore your psychology or connection. For example, a Facebook message from someone posing as a friend to asking you for money. What is the third one? It's malware or virus. They are malicious software designed to harm and exploit your devices, and often can cause damage and stealing your data, including your passwords. Stolen account credentials, so attacks gonna gain unauthorized access to your username and passwords and gonna allow them to log in your accounts. And the last one that we want to talk is about public Wi-Fi. So they are often not secure, that make it easier for attackers to intercept your data or hacking your connection devices. We have cybersecurity is important, and all the new students are encouraged to complete the Cyber Smart training available through Western Technology Services. How are some ways to protect against cyber threats? First of them, it's the multi-factor authentication. That's the Duo app. I believe that all of you has downloaded already, but it's a secure process that requires you to verify and identify multiple ways before accessing an account. Also, the single sign-on, it's a system that lets you use one set of login credentials to access multiple applications or services. Western has this across many of our digital services like emails and others, what is really important to our safety. Antivirus software. So it's gonna help to protect your computer or your mobile device. And it scans for threats and removes like harmful files to prevent future infections. Cybersecurity awareness training again. Western provides teach people how to recognize and avoid cyber threats. Like the goal is to educate you guys so you can be protected. And the strong passwords, complex and difficult that the other ones can guess. So it normally include a mix of uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and special characters. I spoke a little bit about public Wi-Fi. So what is the difference and what is the problem with the public Wi-Fi? It's that those networks are not secure enough. So they can set up by cyber criminals and they can hack your device. So if you are using it, always double check the network name and stick with like trusted source, and avoid sharing personal information or financial details if you are connecting a public Wi-Fi. While you are on campus, you have two options that can make you safe. That's the secure account that's gonna for all students, faculty, and staff at Western. That's secure network for online studies and research. You're gonna need to log in using your Western username and password. And the Eduroam, it's a secure worldwide roaming access developed for international research and education community. So once you set up, you're gonna have access to the international institutions around the world. You also can log in using your Western email and password. How to spot some phishing scams? We have some red flags that you can look at. For example, if an unexpected request, like a legitimate organization want to ask you for your personal information, by email or text. Your suspicious link. So be cautious. Don't click in any link that you receive by email, especially if you don't know who sent it. Poor grammar and spelling, like professional emails should be well written. So if you see some spelling mistakes or some weird like grammar, probably it's gonna be a fish. And pressure. This is really normal. Some urgent requests that you must act like really fast, and it treat you like the consequences. So this is like classic phishing. If they are treating you something urgent, be aware that's probably a phishing. What is the most common scams that international students are targeted? First, job scam. Scammers like with fake job opportunities to international students that they're going to ask for your personal information and sometimes for upfront payments for fraudulent proposals. Like the scams often results like in the thief of your identity or financial loss. Regarding job scams, like be really aware. Sometimes like they offer you a really good position that you're not even applied for. Like if it's too good, something is weird is happening. Other one, it's like transcript or grant scam. Like you may receive an email claiming your eligibility for some grants or required your transcript updated, requesting your personal information. So this can lead them to identity thief as well and lose money. If you receive some email and you're not sure about it, about transcript or you can reach out to us, we can support you, or reach out to WTS. Another scam that's really common, it's housing scam. So post a rental, like fake rental, or asking for upfront deposit is something. If you have any questions about housing scam or off-campus house, you can talk to the off-campus team and they can support you. Immigration scams, it's also common for international students. When they treat you, you may receive some text or some email saying that you needed to give your information or make some payments as soon as possible, and threatening students with deportation. This is never gonna happen. Like they're not gonna contact you like this. If you receive some information, if you are like not aware about it, you can talk to us and we can help out. Here, it's an example of like a common phishing email, and we're just like flagged some information here. Like you can see that it was sent for an email like JFan, but the contact information that you needed to reach out, it's different, and then the name of the person is different. They are saying that free money, you don't have to pay it back, like the offer is too good. Or they are asking for more private information, including your mobile number. And like they are asking for not reply with your Western email, but use a different address. So this is really weird. And it's sent from nowhere. Like it's sent from a student college board. Like who is that? So it's some things that you needed to pay attention and receive an email. But if you are unsure, you can talk to Secure, or you can contact the WTS help desk for some advice. As I said, government scam, something like really common, especially for international students. So be aware about that. Like if you have any suspicious email or text message, letters, or telephone calls that claim that they are from CBSA, immigration, RCMP, or the Canadian government, it's ask yourself, like what is the information that they are asking you? Do you owe any money to the government? Probably not. Is the caller using like threatening language, saying that if you don't pay as soon as possible, you're going to be arrested or you're going to lose your visa status? This is weird. The government would not treat you like that. It's the caller asking for personal information, like your passport or they should have this information, right? Or they are asking you to pay something by credit card or gift cards. Weird. They're not gonna ask for payment by phone. Is the caller asking for information, like IRCC, CRA should have this information on file. So how to defend yourself in those situations? Ask for the name and number for the agent. Call the organization back. Like don't give the information right away. call them back and ask, like, I received this information. Is that true? Do you have any information? Call the police if you lost any money. Report the incident to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center. And you can book an appointment with us and we can help you to figure it out and to support your next steps. Again, before we move, make sure that you take the cyber safety awareness training. You're going to review all the information and get more details about how to be safe, how to learn about the support that we can offer to you. So support for students. If you are a victim of a scam or believe your account may have been compromised, don't try to resolve it yourself. We have a team that can help you. So if you have on campus, tell the accountable service, or you can call the London police as well. I'm gonna move it back to Olivia to finish with the last details that you guys need.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you, Fabiana, for all that information throughout today's webinar. So what's next is that if you haven't attended our last webinar, again, we do have it back on our website, which I will pop the link into the chat in a little bit. We also have our final webinar tomorrow happening at the same time, 12:30 p.m. and that will be focusing about living in London and adjusting to life at Western. Plus, if you're looking for some in-social events, we really do encourage you to attend our Global Cafe that's happening every single Thursday in the IGAB atrium here on campus from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So if you're on campus today, we really encourage you to stop by at any time at 3 p.m. in our building and say hi if you see us there. And then our last event of the International Student Orientation is our lunch event for families happening on May 30th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. in Thames Hall. Registration is still open, so please be sure to check our website for more information regarding that as well. Again, just to reiterate everything we've talked about today, if you need help, someone to listen to, feeling homesick, if you have any immigration questions, please come talk to us. Western International is here to support you throughout your journey, upon your arrival and throughout your 4 years or however many years that you are with us. And we're here to help out in any way that we can. So please come talk to us, whether that's in person or virtual, making an appointment, or you're also able to drop by. So again, if you need to connect with us for in-person drop-in hours, virtual appointments, ask an advisor, virtual drop-ins, we're available via phone or email listed here on the screen. And again, we're also available online as well at any time. So that concludes the end of our presentation for this afternoon. Concludes the end of our recording. So thank you all for coming to join us during this time. We will be sticking around. I know I popped in a lot of links, so if you haven't had a chance to copy some of that over, feel free to do so. And we'll also be sticking around if you have any questions. Thank you all again for joining us today.